Let's go. All right, team. Here we go. This is our first quiz in the mentorship program. And I felt it was important to stop at this point just to recap, to make sure that we all understand what we've been learning so far. Not just blazing through lessons, but let's bring it back home and then also get some questions answered, make sure we all fully understand it before we move forward. As y'all know, we poured the slab. Eric and Fode did come out there. So I think they got a little bit of an extra, visual as to what was going on. And we were actually having to calculate some of the, on the spot, on the wall, one of our walls that we were pouring, and so I feel like they got and the foundation, yeah. So I feel like y'all got a little bit of an advantage, you know what I'm saying? But either way, it still needs to work out. We all need to understand it. And it is important because, as a contractor or a GC, you're going to get to the point where you have people working for you, people telling you how much concrete they need or how much truckloads they're going to order, overcharging you because you don't know. Know what I mean? It happens. People be ordering materials and using it on other jobs, ordering concrete for your job and pouring the next job. All you get is just a bill saying, yo, this is how much I need. But you need to know at least what to expect, one, so that you can kind of keep your people honest, but it's good for you too, because ahead of time, it helps you create a good budget, so you kind of get an idea, okay, we need this much concrete. We know this is the rate that it's going for. So we're going to at least try and see, what it costs to do it. Give me 1 second. Hello. Yeah, join us. All right, we're about to get joined. So that was Ayana. I think she's about to join in. So what we have, what was I saying before? I lost my thought. So it's basically about, helping you create your budgets as well, so you keep on task. And then, as I said, keeping your people also honest that are doing this for you. And you need to know. These are just things you need to know as part of the building. So here we are. And Ayana's joining us. Welcome.
Hi. Sorry, guys.
Yo, we all got nervous for a second because we were like, yo, we know we're about to get a million questions. So where's the million question lady at? Like, what's up with that?
Sorry, y'all.
It's all good. Everybody busy. We get it. You ready?
I'm ready.
You got your papers ready? You got your questions?
I'm gonna just.
So that's it? Nobody else joining us?
No.
So you're going to hold it down for both?
Yes.
You got a lot of questions too. Let me stop messing with you, man. I can say it right now, but all right, yeah. Let's get to it. All right. So what we were discussing, Ayana, before you came on is that Elisa was thinking that we're using the basement that we're about to do. And I told her, nah, we're using a totally different project. And I did that on purpose. I don't want us to get too familiar with what we're doing. And we kind of went over that already. I wanted to throw something new in there that we haven't seen yet, because you should be able to apply what we're learning to everything, no matter what the plan looked like. So I didn't want something familiar. But with that, let's get to it. We got questions, and we're gonna have formulas, and we're gonna have answers. I do expect participation from everybody, so all right. So for y'all that didn't have it, I know Lisa, you out there eating. What you eating, like that steak or whatever you chewing on? As long as it's good. Know what I mean? So what we have here is, let me get to that page. We're gonna go back to the top. So if you don't have it in front of you, understood. If you didn't print it, it's fine. Let's go over it. We'll move this to the side. Narrow this out. All right. So we started out with the quiz. Let me get this off of here. And the quiz was based on this, right? I put together some pages. I eliminated some things and I just did 12 pages to kind of get to the point of what we need. So we're gonna get it started. The first question was, what is the street elevation? Now, before you answer that, let me get to that page right here. Okay, so we're gonna discuss this. What is the street what's the number for the street elevation? And I'm gonna start out with the person I came to class late, Ayana. What's the street elevation?
It's 1028.
It is. It's also
1030.
But don't the 1030 kind of run into the property?
Yeah. So actually, both answers are still correct, because at 1028, going halfway through, it branches. It's like between 1020 and 1030, because the street is sloping down, right? So you got 1030 at the corner right here. You got 1030 running through right here. So by the front of the property, you're at the 1030. On the street level, you're at 1030, but then you're around 1028 right over here. So 1028, 1030. So if you put that you were 1030, 1028, that is it. Both answers are correct. That is the street level. This is the street and this is the street. I will lean closer to 1030 as a number to work with. Right. So both are correct. I actually know that both of them when I did that.
So that means, so basically when we're doing it, we want to base it off of the 1030 or the elevation that's closest to the property line.
Yeah, I will go that way because that's actually like where your sidewalk is. So we'll go closer to the property line. But it's sloping down, so depending where you are on the property line, you will be at 1028 also. If you're closer to this end, you know. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Yeah. 4-day. What did you get?
I got 1028.
Okay, there you go. So we got two like that. At least you see where we're getting it from, right, Elisa?
Yes. I don't see where he got 1028. I see 1030. Where's 1028?
You see right here?
Oh.
Coming across
But,
here.
yeah, people been doing it, but that's what I get. But wouldn't it be more of a 1030? Because it's 1028.
Yes, it's closer to a 1030.
It intersects, but it's not a part of.
Well, it's all here is 1028, which if you're standing here, like if you come up a few feet, you're gonna be at 1030 on the land, right? The 1030 goes here. You follow this?
Yeah.
Right. So it's coming here, then it's crossing across. 1030 is the closest number. But on the street level, 1028 is also, based on my question that I asked, 1028 is the street level. Because the question was, what is the street level elevation? Street level elevation is 1030 over here. It's 1028 over here. So you just have like a 2-foot slope on your street level, right? But for our purposes, we're going to stick closer with a 1030, closer to the property line. But both answers are right because I said street level elevation. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that was fairly simple. The second one, what is the rear elevation? that also has two answers.
The rear
Eric,
has
what'd you
three.
get? Huh?
The rear has three.
Well, actually, let me see.
Yeah, it has three. The rear elevation, I got 1037.8, a
Right, which,
1037.4, and a 37.2.
okay, so here's the thing. We're talking about our property line,
So you just do what? One shot a week?
right? So like this is like beyond here is not our property. Like where our property ends right here, we at the 1037.8 mark.
Okay, what's the one by the tree?
The tree is a 1037.2.
Yeah, so we got two different levels.
We got
And then in
two.
the middle, you got the 4. That's not the property line?
So in your middle here,
No,
right here,
down. The 1037.4.
1037.4. It's outside of our property, but we could still
It's
use
outside
it.
the property.
It's outside
Okay.
of our property.
Well, it just shows like the different elevations of the land in the back.
Exactly.
So what's the rule of thumb when you're looking at the rear elevation?
Well, you want to look at your property first. Where your property ends, what the line look like, you want that. It's also very important to know what's behind you, right? Because this is going to tell us what the difference is here. Like from here to here is not a whole lot. 0.8 and 0.4 is not a big drop. But if this was like 1050, you know what I'm saying? Then we're like, okay, we got a nice steep hill or a steep incline behind our property line.
Well,
So,
it would show you what way water would flow.
say that again?
It would show you which way water would flow.
It will show you which way water will flow. Your site plan actually also discusses that too.
Mm-hmm.
But at least, Ayana, what did you get for your rear elevation?
I was thinking what Eric was thinking, because I saw the 3 numbers.
Okay.
That's why I was asking, like, what's the rule of thumb here?
Okay.
I guess that would just let you know if there's a slope or a drop off behind your land.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There, what did you get?
I had got 1036. I was thinking that it stopped around the setback, but now I see that it is 1037.
Okay. So you had a stopping right about here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I get that. I see how you could do that, but definitely we always want to look at what's back here. You know, we want to see what the elevation is at the rear of the property. Now, given what we're talking about, based on this, all right, based on this, I think I asked the question, if you're standing at the street and you're looking at the property, which way is it leaning? Is it, let me not say leaning, is it higher or lower towards the rear? If you're standing on the street and looking
Higher.
at it, Eric, you
Higher
said what?
It's higher.
It's higher at the back?
Yeah.
Ayana, you're nodding your head, you agree?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Elisa, do you agree?
I do agree, because it's 1030 in the front and it's 1037. So that's the difference. That's a height of 7 in the back.
That was gonna be my next question. So you got about a good 6-7 feet. You know what I'm saying? Of a drop. The interesting thing I'm going to share with y'all about this lot that y'all didn't know, the house plan is a basement house plan. Okay. But being that it's sloping, remember I taught you that when a property is leaning, when it's going down, that we can create a basement out of it, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in this particular case, it's going up towards the back. And we use that opportunity to create, it's not a true basement, but like a so-called basement.
So basically just 3 levels.
It's 3 levels.
Would they call that the reverse basement? Remember somebody said that? A reverse basement?
That was a little different. They wanted like a piece on the top. Yeah, I remember that though. Reverse basement, like get out of here. But
That's an attic.
that's an attic for sure. A reverse basement is an attic. Let me see if I can show you this right here. Okay. So if you look at it, it will make sense to you. You see this? So this is the Pine Avenue house. I think Fode, you seen it. Eric, you seen it. Ayana, you seen videos, you seen pictures. At least I don't think you've seen it. But if you look at this property, the elevation of this lot from the street going up, this section right here is roughly about 4 feet. Like this wall right here is roughly about 4 feet. And then you have steps going in, up, and going upstairs. So what we did is that whole elevation of that from the back to from the front to the back, inclining about 6-7 feet. We just basically came to this section right here and we cut all that section out. We cut all that section out. We cut behind it, and that created our so-called basement. And the higher elevation, which we left here, is where we cut our stairs in and took us up top. Like,
so it's really not a basement, it's just a garage.
Well, it's a garage, but we cut enough behind it to create a basement.
So is there another room in there?
There is.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see it when we go into the floor plan. So basically, we created a so-called basement out of an inclining lot. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, for tax purposes, is it listed as a basement or is it still listed as living space?
It's living space because it's not fully under, it's not fully below grade.
Okay.
Because everything on this side, where we cut into the right, is all exposed. And you have windows on the left side around street level, not street level, but around the ground level. So it is exposed and it's not a full basement. So it is heated space. It is considered a part of the house, as opposed to where they'll go in there and try to discount the basement,
Correct. That's exactly what I wanted to know.
All right, cool. So that works. That's excellent. So far, so good. Everybody get a check. All right, cool. Now let's get busy. So we're through with the first part on the elevations. And then I wanted to get to the setback. So I asked a question. What is the front setback?
30 feet.
You sure about that?
30 feet.
I'm sure about it.
30 feet. It says 30 feet.
All right, let me ask everybody else. Eric, what you got for the front setback?
Wait, hold up. Was I supposed to be looking at this on another document that I missed?
No, it's on this same document.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the same document. Yeah, it's 30.
Wait, you didn't see it? And Lisa just said it. She said it says it right there.
I was staying present with the present question. I didn't skip ahead.
Oh, okay. Cool. So setback, everybody agrees 30.
Yeah.
Okay, that's unanimous. I like that, Elisa. She was like, it says 30. I was like, I should have removed the setback and just left 30. Made it okay. So with that said, then obviously we know what the rear setback is.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Yep.
20. Okay. What about the side setbacks?
8.
Question for all of y'all smart people, because I know y'all know this stuff. And this happened on another house I was doing, right around the corner from it. Let's say that my house is going to end up being a little bit wider. And that means I'm going to encroach on this 8-foot setback. I need it to be maybe 6 feet or 7 feet. I can't take 8 feet because I got to put my house on here because maybe my lot is not wide enough. What do I need to do? What's that terminology? What I need to do to be able to get approval to be able to build in this area, to maybe reduce this to like 6 feet? Don't answer yet. I'm gonna start with Fode because y'all real estate people, you, Ayana, and you, Elisa, y'all might know, but I don't know. They're gonna see. Fode, do you know what I need to do in order to be able to build something that's gonna make my setback less than 8 feet? Do you know what that term is? What'd you say?
No, I don't think
All right, I'm gonna move to Eric. Eric, what am I gonna need to get in order to be able to build and turn this 8-foot setback to maybe 7 feet or 6 feet, make it wider for my house?
I know we went over this before,
We
but
did.
1 second.
but we had to resubmit another survey.
Mm-hmm. But there's a term that we use that we got to get approval for, and we got to apply for it. Do you know what that is?
I don't know the terminology.
All right, I'm gonna put it on to Lisa next while she's grubbing over there. What's that terminology, Elisa?
I'm not sure. It just has something to do with a new property line zoning.
You're close, but Ayana, let's put on Ayana. Do you know what that is?
A variance.
A variance.
Very,
A
I feel like I
variance.
need a cookie or something.
Nah, you got the cheat code because you deal with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
but
didn't let you answer right away.
we did talk about variance before. I just couldn't remember the terminology. We did talk about it before.
It's
And then
true.
we had to submit it to get approved before we do it, right?
Exactly. Because if they don't approve you, you can't do it. So you do have to resubmit. You do have to show it on your plans. Show that you got you're asking for whatever, 7 feet, 6 feet, because the house may be wider. You got a question?
Yeah, so would it apply if you going within the setback or only if you want to go outside of the setback?
Only if you go outside of your setback. So if you're within your setback, you're all good. But whenever you go outside of that, you need to have a variance. And it may not get approved. So there's different factors that, may get it approved. In this case, I had the same situation because this same house that we're looking at, I built it on the other lot adjacent to this. And it was like the lot was smaller than this lot. So I had to change the setbacks, and they could have denied me, but it just turns out that the properties across the street were all like smaller and were grandfathered in. So when I made my case, they were like, all right, we'll give it to you. Or maybe it was just God, you know what I'm saying? I got blessed for that. but either way.
Maybe it was because you had owned the other property as well. So it kind of butted into it.
That part.
Let me give praise to God, bro. Why you doing?
But it still could be an issue because when you sell it and then it becomes somebody else's, then that then becomes an issue.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, another thing we talked about before was easements, right? We talked about easements. We talked about variances and easements. And, easements are more like, it's not on this, but easements are like if we want to encroach on the neighbor's property. Let's say I have to connect my sewer line or I got to do something and I have to go through my neighbor's land in order to do that stuff, I have to go to that neighbor and get an easement from them. And that easement also gets recorded on the deed, so that when you're long gone, whoever takes it over, they will always have access because it's an easement, you know, on the property. Okay, that's pretty good. Y'all did good on that. All right. So now we know variance. It's gonna come back later on, so don't forget that. I don't think y'all gonna forget now though. All right, now we get to the fun part. How wide is the lot? This is a little tricky.
No, it ain't.
Oh man. Let me scare y'all a little bit, bro. Come on. All right. Since it ain't so tricky, I'm gonna start with Elisa. How wide is our lot? Okay, let me let her eat. You're muted out, so we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, my phone rang.
Okay, how wide is our lot?
How wide is your lot? Your lot is, let's see, across. I'm looking for the number to show it.
It's on there.
50.
You say 50. All right, let me.
Oh no! Oh, let me add it up. 8 plus 30 plus 8. Is that right? 8 plus 30 plus 8. Why do you want to take me back to geometry class?
Yeah, what does that give you?
8. Okay, 16 plus 30. That's 46.
Is that your final answer?
8 plus 8 plus 30.
That's
46.
your final. That's your final
Yes.
answer?
Yes.
Okay. Ayana, what's the width size of the lot?
I don't know. I think it's the 50.
Okay, Ayana said 50. Alicia said 46.
I don't
Eric,
know.
I got 50.
you got 54 there. What do you have?
I had got 50, but I didn't know if you were supposed to add like the 85.
All right. So that's the first part. That's the first part. That's how wide the lot is, right? And we're gonna discuss it.
In the other plan, it shows like what the width is, but this one just kind of shows south. It's like the direction.
Thank you. And I'm glad that I sent you something different, because you have to be able to see the different ways things are written, but ultimately the answer is the same. And Elisa, I commend you on getting real slick with it and trying to come up with that number, the mathematical wizardry you try to put on us. But that didn't work. The answer is wrong.
Well, I didn't know if it was the 50 because it say 589 degrees. That's the latitude or whatever.
Let's
and
talk
then it
about
says
that.
50 feet at the top across.
Exactly.
And 85 on the side.
Exactly. So, and before in the classes where we taught, we discussed that. I said, don't pay too much attention to this part, because we're talking about 89 degrees, 53 minutes, 8 seconds. That's what these are right here.
Meets and bounds.
It's your meets and bounds. It's your GPS. If you want to really locate a property, you want to see what degrees it is. You know, is it east? Is it west? So over here, we're running 89 degrees, 53 minutes, 8 seconds east. Disregard all that. What matters is the feet that come after. So it's 50 feet. Okay. So y'all correct. It's 50 feet, and that's what we're looking at right here. With that said, then you know how long or how deep our lot is. Eric, what you got?
85.
85. Ayana, what you get?
85.
Because it's right there.
Mhm.
Elisa, what you got?
85.
It's right there. 4-day, I know you got it.
Yeah, I mean 85.
Okay. So that was it. So that I thought that might be a little tricky for you. Eric was like, no, it's not. But see, it was a little bit. Because all these
Them
confusing
numbers are kind of
numbers,
big.
all these confusing numbers, you know what I'm saying? So, all right. So we know, you see? So we know how long our lot is. We know how wide our lot is. And so I asked a question. I said, based on the length and the width of the lot, what is the maximum width and maximum length of a house that we can build? So all that to say, this is our buildable area, right? I think we all know this already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because this is our lot. This is our setback, 30 feet, 20 feet, 8. So it gives us this little box right here. So based on this, how wide of a house? Oh, Elisa got dropped off. Let me see. You back? She back with us? Okay, you're back. You can hear us?
I think she got it on mute.
All right, cool. All right. So what I was asking was the next question. I said, we know what our width are for the lot. We know what our length or how deep our lot is. We know our setbacks, 30, 20, 8. So we know this is our buildable area. We discussed this before. But also, this tells us one thing. When we go to look for our plans, now comes your wizardry, Elisa. When you come to this portion, how wide of a house can we put on there? And then how long or how deep of a house can we put on there? Not saying that's what we're gonna do, but what are we able to do? And I thought that might take a little bit of well, I think y'all should be able to handle that, so I'm curious to get y'all answers. I'm gonna just ask y'all each, and then we're gonna break it down how we got it. All right. So not sure if y'all got this far. Eric, you got this far?
It's
What's that?
34.
Okay, Elisa says 34. Eric, what'd you say?
I got 34 wide, and
We're just doing the width yet. We're just doing the width.
okay.
All right.
I had a phone call coming. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, all right. No doubt.
I got 34. I got
Okay.
34.
Okay, so both you and Elisa got 34. 4-day, what'd you get?
I got 34.
Okay, so Ayana?
I don't know, because if the front is 30 and the back is 20, I don't know where they got 34.
All right, so we're gonna break it down right now. Does anybody want to break it down? How they got the 34?
I can break it down.
8 plus 8 and 16, and 16 minus 54. I mean, 16 minus 50.
Say it again.
Yep.
8 plus 8 minus 50.
Okay, so what? You see what happened there, right?
You take the 50 and
Go
you
ahead, Eric.
subtract
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead, Eric. What'd you say?
You take the 50 and you subtract the two setbacks on the side to get the width.
You see that now? Right, there we go.
Thank you.
There you go. So based on that logic, then Ayana, I gotta ask you the question on how long of a house can we put, based on what Eric was just saying. If we're taking the 50, subtracting the side setbacks, going the opposite way, we're gonna take this number and then subtract what?
So would it be the back setback?
And
and the front?
yeah.
Ooh, that's a little house.
That you gotta get a variance then.
So what is that, like 35?
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. So, in knowing this, just so y'all know, that was one of the challenges that occurred when this plan was being designed and chosen. The original plan was bigger, and it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. So they had to go back and redo it, and it was pretty tight. Like we were right there. We were right there. So all that makes a difference when you're going to build. So you're like, oh, I got to, the lot is good enough. I should be able to put this there. After you go through your setbacks and you see what you can put there, you're like realizing, yo, I can only do, you know what I'm saying, a 34 by 35 house. And you're restricted to that. If you want something outside of that, you got to get a variance. Okay. All right, good job. So that was pretty good. And then
so your house was this small?
Yeah, but it's 3 levels too. So
right. So you had to build up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. If it was a ranch,
it had been long. It had been. It couldn't have been a ranch.
if it was a ranch, it ain't happening. College
like
student.
2-bedroom condo.
You know what I'm saying?
New York apartment.
Right.
All right. And still costs a lot of bread. You're gonna pay. So we got all right, so we're good on that. And I did ask a question. I said, are there any trees impacted in our buildable area? Just based on this alone, would you say that we have any trees impacted in our buildable area?
One tree, possibly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody agrees to that?
Yeah.
But what about that? Oh, well, in the buildable area, because then there's one that's in the in the driveway that have to go too.
Yes. So it's true that trees have to go, but I specifically made sure I asked in the buildable area. And you're right, it's one. So, I mean, a little trickiness. I gotta trick y'all a little bit. Y'all making this easy. We're about to go into calculus and trigonometry next. See what y'all do.
I'm a pass. Math is not my strong point unless it's money.
Hey, count them up. Wait till it's time to get on the roof and do roof measurements. We're like, how we get this? All right. So then we went to the survey. I went to the next question. Went to the survey. Let me see here. I kind of jumped ahead of this a little bit. But on the survey, I asked a question. I said, on the legend, right? On the survey, on the legend, if I use a tape measure and I measure 3 inches, how many feet would that be? Elisa, got any idea?
I got it.
What'd you say?
No, because you said if you use a tape measure and go 3 feet where? 3 feet where, on the driveway?
Nah. I said I said according to the legend on the map on the survey, right? Just based on the legend on the survey. If I used a tape measure
3 inches.
and I measured 3 inches, how many feet
you
will
want to know
that
what the
be?
legend is? Oh. Where's your legend? Oh, 1 inch is 20 feet.
So 3 inches will be?
Yeah, 3 inches would be 60 feet.
There you go. We all agree?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
All right. So I threw that out there, see if I could trip you up a little bit. Very good. Okay. Now, another thing, based on the legend again, on the survey plan, what does SSMH mean? 4-day. I'm giving you that one.
Sanitary sewer manhole.
All right. Eric, I know you see that.
Yep.
Ayana, do you agree with that? Did I lose her?
No, she gave you a thumbs up.
No,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. The only person that'll be left is Elisa, because I don't think she was looking at this. I think she's ordering filet mignon right now and some wine and
So basically, she wants you to hurry up and let's get through it so she can
no
enjoy
doubt, so she can get her grub on. You know, we know how you about to get to all that, but you can't do that while we're on here with you. So we get it. Okay, so we said that on the survey, you saw on the legend, you saw that, right, Elisa? Okay, so then I asked the trick question, see if y'all could figure that out. If SSMH means the sanitary sewer manhole, then what does SMH mean?
All right, that one is not on the legend.
Ooh.
SMH.
Yeah.
It's not on the legend, but
Would
I'm
it
gonna
be
guess
a
it's
sewer
sewer
manhole?
manhole.
Okay, you said sewer manhole. Eric, you bring up a good point. It's not on the legend. You're right. Fode, did you come up with anything for that?
No.
All right. Elisa, can you take a stab at it, you think?
No, because I'd be making something up. The only MIC is manhole, monuments, metal.
All of y'all are right. Actually, the answer is shaking my head. So, y'all be thinking too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's not on the legend, it don't exist.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So that's a great point. Great observation by all of y'all. I like it. All right. And I mentioned also, what did you notice that's existing on the survey? We kind of touched on some of that. So this is exactly what it was. This was an exact survey we received. So we all got this survey of this lot that we're about to build on. What are we noticing on here?
Remove 3 trees.
Trees and concrete.
We see trees, we see concrete.
There's 2 Why is it 2?
Man. I just see the survey of the raw unconstructional land.
So on the original lot, a house used to be there. Mm-hmm. And that house was torn down. So when we got to the lot, all that was there was this. So you have the concrete walk, which y'all both said, all of y'all said it, that there's concrete there. We have the trees that were there. We have the driveway that was existing from before. And then there was some concrete at the rear also.
At the rear.
So y'all kept the concrete in the front.
We took everything out.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, we took everything out. And the reason there was this here is because the lot at the back, as I mentioned that I'm building on, that was nothing but a concrete slab, which kind of veered into here. So that slab was like on this property. So without even being there to see it, once you saw this, you realize, okay, we're dealing with a lot that has these things on it. So that's going to factor into our cost now, because we're like, okay, when we go to do this work, we're going to have to tear this stuff out, because this is clearly in our, drivable area, our buildable area rather, right here on this section. But also when you see the building plan as to what we're going to do, you can see that our driveway is going to be in a different location. Just based on the plans I showed you earlier. We're not going to beat on that too much, but the whole point being that we have a lot that has all this stuff on it, and we have to always account for that. When you see stuff like this, you got to account for all that. Like, okay, this is about to cost some money to tear out all this stuff. And also, we know how the land is sloping. We got to dig all this dirt out. We got to haul it out. So these are all expenses that we have to factor into our lot. So when we buy the lot, we know we're going to spend X amount of dollars to clear all this stuff out and X amount of dollars to dig out this so-called basement that we're going to create, all based on the site plan, okay, and the survey. All right, we're gonna move on. Any questions on that? We're good?
Yeah, we
Yep.
good.
All right. Now the quick question I had is, what is the difference? What is the main difference, rather? I don't even need a whole lot. What is the one thing, or what is the main difference between a survey and a site plan?
The constructional area.
Okay, that's one thing we can talk about. Fode, what do you think the difference between a site plan and a survey is?
I say the site plan is done by like an architect,
Okay,
and
well,
the
both.
survey is done by like an engineer.
Okay, so both are
Shows
done
you
by
the,
an engineer.
Yeah.
Both are
but it shows you it shows you the layout of the house though.
okay.
Which one?
Of the house that you want to build.
No, she's asking which one, the survey or the site plan.
Oh,
Site
the survey. I mean, the site plan shows you
the layer.
the layout of the house,
Mm-hmm.
the architectural excuse me,
Okay,
the
so this will be the survey, right?
Yeah.
This will be the site plan. So I was asking for one main thing that we see that differentiates between the site plan and the survey. And Eric, you mentioned that it shows the construction entrance, like, our driveways and things like that. Folder, you says by an engineer. So both have to be done by an engineer because they have to be stamped, because it's that engineer's, they're putting their license on the line to say that this is correct. They're certifying this.
All right.
Ayana, do you have any guess as to one thing that will make a difference between the two? One thing that we notice between the site plan and the survey?
It just has more details, like they said. It shows like the steps and just actually the layout.
Okay. So that's it. So basically,
Stuff, yeah. So
and
I guess the survey shows what's existing and what needs to be done to clear the land. And then the site plan is showing the layout of the building, and the survey is showing like the existing land and what the dimensions are, what got to be removed to get it to where you need it.
yes, so all of y'all are correct. So the site plan is more detailed. The survey is going to show you what's existing. They're going to show you basically your lot, your topography, your topo, where we see how the grade is going, but the site plan shows your proposed building. It shows what you're coming to do. It shows what you're coming to do. So your site plan will show the house. That's one of the key things it shows you. It shows you the property you're about to build. And then, as Eric had mentioned too, it shows you your driveways. As you said too, Ayana, that it is more detailed. So it shows you your driveway. You're going to see your steps. Everything that's proposed that's going to happen. But your site plan definitely shows you your property, and then it shows everything leading up to your property. It shows your driveway, your steps. If there's anything that has to happen, if there's going to be trees on here that we have to put in, like how we have on the Lake Vista Circle project, we have some trees on there that we got to install, So the site plan shows you all those details of what the proposed is, what your finished product is going to look like. But definitely having a structure on there, having a structure is key. It shows you, okay, this is my site plan. This is what I'm looking like. All right. We good?
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we're going to just glance through this next two. I mentioned what pages reflect the survey.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay, that was good. And then what pages reflect the site plan?
3, 4,
3,
5.
4, and 5.
Okay, we're good. All right. And we already talked about the items that have to be removed from the site. We discussed that already. So I'm just going to check that off. We talked about the concrete and the trees. All right. We're gonna try to speed it up a little bit so we can wrap it up for everyone. Since we know what page the site plan starts on, I had a question about the silt fence. Okay. And I said, how deep does the silt fence need to be below the ground level?
My thing was kind of blurry, but I got
I think you
5
said it.
inches.
You got what?
Say 5 inches.
6 inches, but 8 inches to be safe,
Yeah.
because that's the owl way. No.
So you got that. That's excellent. That's excellent because you didn't get that from this. You got that from our previous notes in class, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
but
it shows you.
on here it says, I believe that's a 5. So
Nah,
it says max 6 and then 5.
you see this right here? Silt fence type A and B. See right here?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's our 6 inches.
All right.
Okay, I was on the wrong page then.
What's that?
I was on the detail page 5.
Let's go to page. Yeah, this is page 5. This is the detail page for the silt fence.
Okay, what's the front view? You see down on the bottom? Go down, scroll down.
Go scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down. I got that number right there. It says 5.
Which one? This?
Yeah, it says 5, right?
No, that's a 6.
It's a 6.
That's a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it look like a 5.
And for the record too, so we know, the code is it has to be minimum 6 inches for the silt
Okay.
fence, and it has to be buried in the ground. And then both sides you have to push dirt, so you got to dig the trench.
On top of it.
You got to dig the trench at least 6 inches minimum. And there's some inspectors who are going to inspect that. We had that done at Lake Vista Circle. Inspector came out and he actually measured it. So there were some areas that the guys that did the silt fence, I think they had hit rock or something, but they didn't go as deep. So it makes sense. You need to bury it like that because when all the rain came, some of the silt got up under there and came out. So that's when the inspector had a problem, and then we have to go fix it. So really, if you do dig it, if you could get 8 inches, great. But if you can get 6, bury it well, and then cover it back up, then you're pretty stable. So that when the rain comes and another silt comes, you're protected. All right. So that's where it's at. Cool. We got that cleared up. And then, here's a question that wasn't on here. Sort of. I mentioned, how do we prepare our construction exit? What materials do we use? Do y'all know?
Crushed rock.
Okay. So
We got 1.5 to 3.5 inch stones.
NSA R2.
So what is the what goes down first? So let's say we got raw dirt, right? We got raw dirt. And then we're coming to put our construction exit in.
You
Yes,
have to put a
I know
line
you
down.
see these things. So on our raw dirt, what's the first thing that's gonna go on top of the dirt? Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Let me see. Elisa, are you in position to answer that question?
What goes on top of the raw dirt?
For our construction exit on our lot, when we're coming to prepare that lot for the construction exit. I'll call it my construction entrance. But we have the raw dirt.
Yeah, you have to put a
You're about
line
to
on.
build on the land. So
You have to put that 6 foot.
the gravel?
No.
But what goes
No,
before the gravel?
the plastic liner.
That's okay. Are we all on one big
Yes. So Eric, you said it. You said it. The plastic liner, right?
Yeah.
You put the plastic liner on the whole lot?
Yes.
No, you put it under it.
So
You put it on the grade level, and then you put the rock on top.
right. So you know we have the so let's say we have our construction exit. We had it on our videos too. So let's say we come to the lot. We're about to get started. Okay. We have to create a construction exit. And in order to do that, we have the raw dirt. Let's say we graded the land, right? So all we have is just like the raw dirt now. We bring construction fabric. It's it looks like a silk fence. It's like made of the same kind of material. And we lay that down first. Usually about the you know, like this one says 20 feet by 50 feet. Okay, so you can buy the construction fabric. They come in rolls. They come about 50 feet long, about 25 feet wide. So we buy them, we lay it down first. We lay down the fabric first. And then we bring in that truck that's carrying all that crushed rock, the little small stones. And they're gonna come and dump that rock on top of that fabric. And then we're gonna spread it over it. And that becomes our construction exit to track all the dirt, you know, so we don't track dirt into the street, you know, all that stuff. So, okay, Eric, you got that. Fode, you got that too?
Yeah.
Okay, Ayana, you good?
Yeah.
And I think Alicia is good too, because she was asking if, you're good on that, right? That the fabric goes over the dirt and then the rock goes on top of it. All right, cool.
That's the whole lot, your whole buildable area, you do that?
No, that's just for the entrance and exit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't track all that mud into the street because you can get fined for that. All right, we're on the next to last page. Building plan. Let's make it easy. So on the building plan, where we go. I asked a simple question on that. Okay, here's the house. Here's the house. And then on our building plan, let me go here. So Ayana, quick point for you. You were asking that question about, is it just a garage there? If you look at this, it's not just a garage. We dug out the garage area, right? We came in. We dug out the garage area. We dug out behind it. That's a den. And we dug out this area, which is a bedroom, and then the bathroom behind it. So all that was dug out.
Oh, and you put the wash machine, the laundry room down there too.
Yep. All that's here. Then the step takes you up.
Mm.
So we got windows here. This is the existing level. And everything from this point on throughout, we dug it all out and hauled the dirt out.
Is there another exit besides the garage?
There is. It's right here.
Ah.
So there's an exit right here. There's a window and then there's a door as well. It doesn't show you here, but there is. This just shows like a window. But there's a door actually right here, and then there's one window here. So the question I asked was, see if we can get that. And y'all should get this easily. I said in the powder room, right? On the first floor in the powder room, is that a right hand or a left hand door? Right here. Now, Fode, I'm gonna ask you first. I'm gonna ask Fode first. Is that a right hand or a left hand door?
I think it's a right hand.
Okay, Fode says right hand. Elisa, what do you say?
Left.
Elisa says left hand. Eric, what'd you say?
I got left hand.
You got left hand.
Hmm.
Ayana, what you got?
I don't know my left from my right.
Okay. All right, friend. Yeah. Okay. So, well, let's see. I'm gonna ask the two people who got it right, Eric and Elisa. Elisa, can you tell us what makes it a left-hand door?
Where the doorknob is and where the door swings.
And it's a left hand and it swings which way?
Left. It swings
Left,
inside.
inside.
In.
Thank you. In. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, so when it goes inside, is that always going to be considered left?
It depends which direction it's swinging.
Oh, because I
So
still want
just
to use my
imagine if
right
the
hand.
doorknob is there. So just imagine if the doorknob is there. If it was on the opposite side, the door would swing open. It would hit the sink though.
Right.
Yeah, but also another way to tell is walking in the entrance. If you're facing the door, which way the door is pointed.
Right.
So,
And the one you naturally would use, which arm would you naturally use to open the door? It would be your left hand.
right. So when you're looking at this plan, Fode, you're getting that?
Yeah, see,
So
like I was, yeah,
you was looking at it from the other way, huh?
yeah. I was
Okay.
looking like I was standing in front of it, and then like I see is near the left hand.
Okay. So remember, always remember this, and I always try to bring this in when we talked about it before. Your doors, and Ayana, you asked the question, does a door always swing inward? And I said, in some special cases, you could make a door swing out. But for the most part, anytime you look at your diagram, it's going to be looking at it from an in swing perspective. When you look at the doors and they have a left hand or right hand, it's always in swing. So it's like this front door right here. If you're standing in front of the door is swinging in this way. So this will also be a left hand. So as Elisa was saying, you stand in front of the door. What's that?
You have a right example in the garage.
Right. Right. If I go to that, then you'll see. So look at this here. And it's easy to confuse. I can see what you're coming from too, Fode, but the whole thing is, I wouldn't even approach it like I'm coming from the hallway. I'm going to approach it from which direction it's swinging. So whenever you look at the plan, just go look at the door and say, okay, it's swinging this way, because it shows you the loop of which way it's going, swinging this way. So as Elisa was saying, stand in front of the door, position yourself in front of the door, and then your left hand is going to be the closest to this door. And then you're going to open it and swing it in. So this is considered left hand in swing. So if you don't have a plan like this and you're walking through the house and you're going to make a list of doors, you have to consider that you're going to stand in front of the door and see that it's going to swing inside, and then determine if it's going to be a left or right hand in swing. We had to do that sometimes. We had to frame in the door. We had to do certain things, and we got to figure out whether it's going to be left hand or right hand. Another thing I didn't tell y'all, but y'all would notice when y'all go through the house after we frame, you can never let a door swing into a switch, electrical switch. Not so much an outlet, but a switch.
Why?
Well, it's against code, number one, but also two, when you open that door, you have to be able to access the switch. Imagine if the switch is, let's look at this powder room. Imagine if your switch is here behind that door. When you open that door into the switch, how are you going to access it?
Close it.
You're going to have to go through all that. You should be able to open that door.
You clap on.
Clap. Technology is going to change everything, I know.
Alexa, turn on the lights.
No doubt. The codes is going out the door now. We're going to throw the codes out. So basically, when you open the door, you have to be able to reach the switch and then turn on the lights. So you're never, so when the electrician comes to your house after your doors are installed, or before your doors are installed, when the electrician walks through the house with you, they have to know which way your door is gonna swing. That way they know where to put their outlet, their switches. They always have to put the switch opposite where it is opening from or opening into. So if it's a left hand, they're gonna put their switch on that left side. If it's a right hand, they're gonna put their switch on that side. Okay, something to think about. It's gonna come up when we go into the framing set and we do electrical. Okay, all right, so that's cool. For there, you good on the swing?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna leave that next. Okay, so we left that swing. It is a left hand. Good job. And then I went on page 11 and I asked the question, how wide and how deep is our footing in inches? Page 11. And we wanted to know. It's right here. And I removed some things from this plan. I cropped some things out because this plan was crazy. Like it got real detailed with a lot of stuff, but I just want to keep it simple. So for the sake of what we're doing, how wide is our footings in inches? Everybody?
I got 12 and 20 and 30.
But how wide?
12 inches.
30.
30. You got the numbers right, but you got it reverse. The width.
I got it back.
Yeah, the width is 30 inches. 40, did you get that?
No, I gotta understand that one.
Okay. How about you, Elisa?
You said the width is 30?
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the height is 12 plus 4.
Well, this is the slab, so we're looking at
Oh,
the
okay.
12. Okay, so 40, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the width is 30 inches. So we all see that. And how high it is 12 inches. Okay.
All right.
So that's how. And then I said convert the footings inches into feet. We could do that real quick. So we got 30 inches wide. How many feet is that?
2.5.
Everybody got that? Did everybody get 2.5?
Yes, 2 feet 6 inches.
Yep. And 6 inches is half a foot. So 40, you got that?
Yeah.
Ayana, you good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what about the other one? How many feet is
1.
yeah. Okay. So we're one on that. Aha. Trick question for you. I don't say it's a trick question, but it was on there. How wide are the grade beams in inches on page 12? Did you see how wide it was?
I got 8 inches.
Ooh, who got 8? That was you, Eric?
Yeah, that was me.
Nah.
That
I
was
think you might have
wrong.
been looking at something else. Y'all remember what the grade beams were?
Is it in them grooves? Like in between the squares?
Fode, how about you? What'd you get?
I didn't
Oh,
I didn't understand. I couldn't find
hold
it.
on. So is it 30?
Is it
Elisa, what do you
9?
think?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you want to know
I want to know how wide the grade beams are in inches.
the grading?
The grade beams.
Oh, the gradings is 9 inches.
Okay, so let's explain that because I knew this was going to be a little bit confusing, and I asked that question on purpose, right? because y'all do realize what a grade beam is, right? I think we all went through all that before.
Yeah.
Y'all know there's the footing,
The beams that connect
and
to the
then there's
footing
the grade beam. It's the
in
inside,
between the inside.
the inside lines. That's the grade beam. The inside lines, inside lines. So, Foda, you say you were a little bit, you didn't understand that. Elisa said 9 inches, and Eric, you said 6 inches. I think you were looking at the 9 upside down.
No, I said 8, but I don't know where I got that number from.
You said 8. Okay, so check it out. The reason y'all have this 9-inch line, this actually is like the part of the concrete wall that was built for the house, for the basement. They just kept it all 9 inches. Like that wall that we built for the basement, because we cut it all out, they did a 9-inch wall. And based on this, they have this 9-inch wall. So they have all my wood. So the architect actually made a mistake on this one, because this wall is a 9-inch thick wall. However, he went and took the liberty, and this wasn't an engineer, this was the architect, and he designed this to be 9-inch as well. As if I'm going to bring a 9-inch piece of wood and run it all through here. That's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, but even with that, this 9 inches doesn't represent the grade beam. What represents the grade beam is what's underneath this. Do y'all see this right here? Okay, you see this right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where I got the 8 from.
What's that?
On the side where it says 30-foot wide concrete footing supporting 8 wide foundation wall. That's where I got the 8 from.
Yeah, so the foundation wall. But in this case, the grade beam is because this wall is what's highlighted. That's what you see. That's what's dark. And so I understand where the confusion comes in. But it's not this wall that we're looking at. We're looking at the actual footing, because prior to this, we discussed that the footing is 30 inches wide, right? And 12 inches deep. We said that.
Yeah.
Because everybody answered it correctly. So now when we come to the grade beam, which is everything on the inside, if you look at it closely, you'll see that we have this 30-inch, and it tells you here too. It says 30-inch wide concrete slab on grade footing, supporting 2x6 walls. So it points to here, points to there. So this is the 30-inch wide rather grade beam. This here is the 30-inch wide grade beam, not the piece in the middle. The 9-inch piece in the middle, nah, it's from here to here. Y'all see the hand part? Here to here?
Okay, so that's the beam.
That's the beam, here to here. It's supporting this. The darker piece is where your wall is going to be. The gray beam is the wider and lighter piece, which is underneath it.
I don't get it. What lighter piece? In between the two bold lines?
Not in between, but outside of. You see this hand right here?
Yeah.
And right here?
Yeah. The
Okay,
bold
so,
line and the dotted line?
Right. So if you take the whole dotted line to dotted line
Okay.
and go across,
Gotcha.
it's the same width as this. So this is your footing because it's the outside wall. But if you come inside your grade beam, if you come into the grade beam, this is now a grade beam. You see? So that's your 30 inches. That's your 30 inches. That darker piece I was talking about is just, that's just your wall. So we're not even concerned about it.
So the grade beam is 30 inches?
Yeah. And we have to do that because the city of East Point made sure that we had a 30-inch grade beam, or else.
Okay.
And it's something else.
That's how they showed the picture of the grade beam in the middle of the of that right there.
This part
No,
here.
inside. Yeah, that's how they show it.
Yeah, that's actually a grade beam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how they show it.
That's how they showed it.
Okay.
But they also show it the same here. If you go from dotted line to dotted line, that's your 30-inch. You see right here, see where the hand is going?
Yeah.
That's your 30 inches. Over here is your 30 inches.
But where's the 30 at? I don't see the 30. How are you coming up with that number?
It's right here.
My bad.
Yeah. So it's right here. So we got the 30 inches width for the grade beam. It says on grade, footings, all that. So for your footings is 30 inches. Your grade beam is also 30 inches, okay? And we had to do this or else they were going to fail us. And see, the respawn were anal about this stuff. Another thing that we're anal about, which I wanted to show y'all, is, which I had a question, was how many rebars do we need in the footings? Did y'all get that?
4.
4.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. And I know because it says it on there. You saw it on there. But that's pretty good. I'm not sure if you saw where it was at, Elisa. Because I don't think you had access to that. Ayana, I don't know if you saw it either.
I didn't see it.
Y'all fellas want to tell Ayana where it was?
Yeah,
What we looking at?
It was what?
on what page? On what page is that? It's on the other page.
Yeah,
11.
right here.
There you go.
Yeah. For number 4 rebar.
Number 4.
Okay.
So it's 4, number 4 rebar. And the way they had it, they wanted 2 at the top and
And then
2
2 over
at the
there,
bottom.
space
So we had
3
like,
inches.
so they had it like extra sturdy. I mean,
Wait, so where you see the 2 and 2? I see the 4, but like, how do you know 2 needs to go here versus 2 go somewhere else?
It's
it,
arrows pointing to it on the left.
Okay.
You see it? It says and it says how they supposed to be spaced too.
well,
3 inches apart.
mm,
I see it.
but also one of the things that I did, and I think I removed it from here, because there was so much detail. So y'all did pretty good with that, but I had so much detail on this page. All this wasn't blank. It was just too much. I didn't want to confuse y'all. But in that detail, if I exposed it, you will see where it tells you it wants 2 up top and 2 below. Specifically says that. Okay, but definitely at least you know that you have to have 4, number 4 rebar. All
We
right.
need that confusion. It helps us.
What's that?
I said we need that confusion. It helps us.
Yeah, you're gonna get that next. It's coming. Not right now, not at this point of the quiz, but we're just gonna get through the basics and recognize what we need to recognize. But yeah, you're right. We're not shying away from anything. Next, like 3-4 months later, y'all gonna be talking directly with the experts on each particular section. So we're gonna get like crazy with it. But right now, we're starting out. So we're gonna get real detailed as we go along. All right, so then comes the hard part, which I know some of you didn't see everything, but let's knock it out real quick together, all right? This is calculating concrete. And Elisa was like, I gotta calculate concrete. That's what she said in the beginning. Yes, you did. So the answer is yes, you gotta calculate concrete. We all did. And so I made it very, how would I say? I wouldn't say simple. I would say, because I think, Eric, you was mentioning that you couldn't really read everything that was there, right?
Yeah.
You say you really couldn't see your numbers too well.
Yeah, you know, my site gone. But
So what I did, I'm gonna show you how we broke it down. But any of y'all could take a stab at it though. Did anybody get how many feet total? I said, how many feet total was the footings? Did anybody get a chance to take a stab at that? Not really? Okay. Let me tell you what I did. Okay. Now, let me reduce this some. Now we all know our footing is our exterior, right? If we start here, this is our footing. We're not doing anything inside, we're strictly outside. This is our footing, going all the way across, coming here. This is our footing. We all agree to that? Okay.
yeah,
So basically, we did the shortest way we could do it, or the shortest way I could do it. I basically took this right here. From here to here. Well, actually, there's a better, the basement, not this. The foundation plan gives us a better layout. That's the one we used. So let me go to the foundation layout. Okay.
that's 103. Yeah.
All right, y'all see the foundation layout?
Yeah.
So I came here and I said, okay, let's add it up. Hope y'all got your calculators ready.
Yeah.
I went right from here. Now you can start
35.
anywhere you want. And I
I
said,
started from here too, but
you started on here too?
yeah, well, go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna figure out how many feet total do we have for our footing, because we already know how wide in inches our footings are, and we converted it to feet. We know how high or how deep our footing is. We converted that to feet. So one was 2.5 feet and one was 1 foot. Now we need to figure out how long, what is the total length of footing do we have? So I basically look at this. I go right here, I looked at this, and I went
The
all
outside
the way up. And I look at this.
35.
35.
Okay.
Coincidentally enough, you remember how long the house could be? When Ayana
It's
said it was a
exactly
small house,
35. You used everything.
right? I use everything. I'm right there on the dot, 35 in that little 2-bedroom ranch, New York house we're gonna build. So it's like we 35 right here. And then I did the same thing going across. So if you go from here all the way to here, where we at?
33.
33. So I took my 35 and I added my 33. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. If we print this out, we can use our ruler, but we're gonna do some kind of process of elimination and figure the rest out, okay? So now, after the 33, now you could choose to do this part. Now we have to do this part, right? But there wasn't anything I saw in particular that gave us a distance directly from here all the way to here. Not really.
And that's what lost me right there.
Okay. So there's many ways to approach it. We can try to take an inside measurement somehow. But what I did is I said, okay, look, this whole length right here is 35, right? I'm going to come across and subtract this piece from here. If I can figure out this piece and subtract it from this, that should give me this, right? Are we all following?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I lost Ayana. She ain't nodding
Shouldn't
head.
that number be on there though?
It should. But remember I said before too, everything ain't always on there. And in the event that something is not on there, that's why we got to go by the scale.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
So,
was looking for, that number, and I was like,
So
I was like, oh,
if it ain't on there, now we could do one better. We could go to, and I thought you would have done this, Eric, because you mentioned it, and I was like, pretty slick. So let's say it's not on here. What else can we look at that will have it on there? What do you think we could look at that will have that number? I came up with a number by subtract. I took this number and I went through here and I was like, all right, I started breaking this down. Like, okay, I know what this number is. And I know what this number. So I was like, I'm gonna add this number, I'm gonna come across, and I'm gonna break this number out. But look at this. This is where we get a creative. If we go to the actual building plan itself, we should be able to get some numbers, correct?
I didn't even think about going to another page.
I thought you had mentioned that. But this
A
is
lot of numbers.
a lot of numbers. But if you go here, you have more numbers to work. Yes, a lot, but you have more numbers to work with.
You got more numbers to work with.
Right? Is everybody at least following? Do we have some numbers here to work with?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. So let's figure it out together. Because if we couldn't get it on the plan and we didn't print it to scale where we could use a ruler and say, okay, 1 inch equals this and 2 inches equals that, or, instead of going through all that, then what do? Let's get creative. We go back to the building plan because we need to figure out this part. We already got this part. We got the long part already, right? We got 35. We got the whole back here, which is 33, right? But now we don't have this number. So what is this number? All right, we go here. From here, and we're going to route up to the nearest foot. Remember how we did last time? If it was 7 inches, we went to 17 feet. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because we'd rather have more than less. So let's go here. If we go here, we see where this is marked off right here. From here, if I come all the way down to about roughly right here, it's got me at what? What's that number over there?
16.
16 feet, 7 inches, right? Y'all see that? You got your calculators? So we're going to call it what? We're going to round it off to the nearest foot, which is what?
17.
17. And then we have to now do this. We have to add this in. So now if I got 16 feet, 7 inches, which is 17, and I'm going from here now to the next number, from here to here, right?
12.
What's that giving me? What's that right here?
12 feet, 11 inches,
So we're going to call that what?
13 feet,
13 feet. So what that give us?
some more feet.
The 17 feet plus the 13 feet gives us what?
We got
30.
30.
It gives us 30 feet. Okay. Now, I came up with the same number, but what I did is I did 35 feet based on what's across there, and I figured out what this difference was. I had 35 feet, and I subtracted this from it, 5 feet. Roughly is what I had when I did it anyway. I came up with similar numbers, but this is a better method. So y'all saw how we came across here. We used this 16 feet, 7 inches, right? Which we said is 17. And then we used this from here to here, which was about 12 feet, 11, which we call 13. So it's fair. So we're going to say that from here all the way to here should be what? 30 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So once we come all the way down here, then we have to go across. Now, how do we know what that number is across? You can look at the inside, it's 5 feet 5 inches, but for the outside,
Down on the
it's
bottom.
5 feet 5 inches. Then you got like 9 inches and 9 inches, right? Y'all see that from here to here?
You said it's what?
Okay, from here. Now we need to
My
go from here
brain
to here. You
said,
follow that?
my brain said it's late and this math is complicated.
You got 10 more minutes. Think it out. Come on.
I got 7.3.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say from here we got 9 inches, right? Because it shows you right here 0 to 9 inches. We're gonna call that 1 foot to be simple. Then we got 5.5 inches. Well, we got 5 feet 5 inches.
Why is it broken up into those little sections as opposed to just going straight across?
Because this is your construction plan, and this is actually what they wanted the wall to be. The wall is 9 inches. So you got a 9-inch wall. After your 9-inch wall, you got a 5 foot 5 inch width. And then you got another wall, 9 inches.
Okay.
So this is your true detail when you're building of
Got
exactly how you're gonna frame everything out. Okay. We're using that to try to come up with the right number.
So we got 8 then. If we got 1.
Yep. So we're gonna call this 5 feet 5 inches. We're gonna call it 6 feet, right? We're gonna call this 9 inches 1 foot. We're gonna call this 9 inches 1 foot. So we got 8. Okay. So call
We
it
got
8.
another 6
Where you get the other 6?
from that in the groove.
Right here?
That note, the one that goes across.
Here.
Yeah.
But we haven't got that yet. Remember, we came here. We just came across here and got the 8.
Then
Now
we
gotta
went
go
up and had the 1.
We got to go up now.
I thought you said 1.
No. We came across here.
1 is on the end.
We got 1 here.
That's
5,
0.9.
we got 1 here, 6 here, and 1 here. See right here? This
So is it not that whole wall going up? Like you came.
is this whole wall here.
That's 5. That's not the 6.
That's the 8. Remember you said, what's this number right here? This 9 inches?
Yeah.
And then we got the 5.5 inches.
Yeah.
Then we got another 9 inches.
Yeah.
So the 9, we're calling that a 1 foot.
Okay. Yeah. Got that. That's 6
and 1. That gave us 8 all the way across. So that means from here to here is 8 feet.
Okay.
Now we got to go up. Right? Up. Well, what's this number going to be? We got 2 ways to do it. We can go across and say we got 9 inches, which is 1, right?
What about that 2 feet 8 inches?
Right here?
Yeah.
This is for.
Can you blow it up a little bit?
Okay, hold on.
Right.
Okay. That's better?
Yeah.
That's better, E, or you want it?
Yeah, nah, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So maybe this will help. So you already got this. You already got this part. We're good on this part.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna measure this part.
So we got 6. We got 6, 7.
Wow.
Because we got this point over here. So going back up here to the top, you got.
So we're looking for this right here, right?
Right.
5.9, and then another 9 inches. So you got 6.
Y'all see where he getting at?
7.
From the top.
Okay, so here's what Eric is doing. He took this whole piece, right?
Yeah.
This whole piece is identical to this whole piece.
Mm-hmm.
So all he did was he took this wall,
Yeah,
9 inches, and then he went to the next line, which is 5 foot 9 inches.
mm-hmm.
We'll call that 6 feet. And then he went to the next one, which is 9
Right.
inches.
And he gave him 8.
Gave you 8. So we got 1 plus 6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's another 8. That's what you had, right, E?
Now I had 7 because we added on the bottom already. We added the 9 inches on the bottom,
Yep.
correct?
Actually, I
No,
have 7 feet in my notes.
yeah, because if
Disregard this because this is already covered.
no, I'm talking about down at the bottom,
This part.
right there. Yeah, we added that already.
We did add that in.
We added that going across. So now we're going up. So
So
now
we're
we're going
going up.
up. We got 6 plus 1 is
Mhm.
7.
It is 7. That's a good point. From here to here. So Eric is saying that since we calculated this part, he wants to remove that 1 foot from here and just go from here to there. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, because
Right?
we added that already going across.
So you got this section and you're removing it from here and you're saying, okay, we're going to go from here to there. So I'm not mad at that. We could do that. I actually had 7 because when we come up to here, what I would have done is I would have kept it straight up like it is, and I wouldn't have added this piece. But either way, we're guessing the closest number. So 7 works. I have 7 in my notes, but 8 will also work. It's not hurting nothing. Okay. 4 there, you got that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
You say you're
maybe.
following?
Yeah.
Okay. Elisa, you following? A little bit. Okay. You she got the itis right now. We all know what it is. Like,
Sometimes the numbers just run together.
yeah. And some of the numbers do. And what we're doing is just trying to get to the best number possible. Even if we add a little bit to it, it's not so bad. We're just trying to get a guesstimate of it, you know. But if we had ideally you have the numbers clear cut or laid out, but we're going from our building plan, our foundation plan, which is what we're supposed to be using, and where we don't have numbers, we're coming to our building plan to help us figure it out. Okay. So we were almost there. So we're gonna call it 8 feet. Okay.
All right.
All right, so we'll go 8. So I hope somebody got their calculator out.
Yep.
All right. So after the 8, we go where? Right across. And what do we have?
6.11.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, scroll down. It says 6.11.
All the way down.
Yeah. There you go, right there at the bottom.
Which means what? 7.
7.
So we're gonna add that as 7, right?
Yep. Plus,
Everybody got the 7?
well,
Yeah.
and then you gotta add the 0.9.
We'll leave it at that because we're gonna run this one down. This is gonna cover the 0.9.
Okay.
So we'll leave it at the 7.
Plus 7.
Okay. Everybody good? We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Almost done. Now comes the last couple of parts. We just got this side and then we got this side. So let's go from here to here.
Let's see, 6.6, 612.
We're just gonna go up to the next number. So what we got? 6 feet 6 inches. We're gonna call that what? 7
7
plus 6
plus 2.
Yep. So call it 7 plus 8, right? 7 plus 6 plus 2.
15.
15 it is. And then finally, this one is simple, y'all. Y'all ready? This one is so simple, y'all should be like super happy. It's almost over.
19.
19. It really should be 20.
Because 20, that was another one on the other page, because it
Yeah.
said,
So let's leave it at 19.
Yeah, on the other page it said 18 and then 20 and
You're talking
19.
about the foundation page.
Yeah, on the foundation page it had like 3 numbers on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is where it gets
All right, so that's the whole footings. We got 155.
oh, fellas and ladies, look at the big mistake I made.
The middle
Look
for
at
the
the big
foundation
mistake
for the
I made.
wall. We didn't do the walls.
No, we're gonna skip the wall, but look at the mistake that I made. Did anybody catch the mistake that I just made? That I led all of us to make?
Is it on the bottom?
Right here.
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
I see it, but I'm not
It's
quite
not.
sure what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's not. That's the garage opening, so
That's
it's not 19.
You see that right here?
It's
Mm-hmm.
not 19.
So this is really our foundation plan. This is the number we're supposed to be using. But we have all these numbers, but we didn't have a clear number here, you know. So, well, actually, we had the number here. We didn't have the clear number from here to here. We didn't have that. So we went to the building plan to figure it out. But if we just figured out this number, all this number here, once we figure this out, this whole side, we could have came back here and just continued doing what we were doing. Okay, we figured everything out, and then we added 19 right here. And Eric, you were saying that it was like 18 something, right?
Yeah, because it said a whole bunch of numbers on it. It said 18, 19, and 20. Like,
So this section right here, Ayana, this part shouldn't be part of the footing. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
this is our driveway.
that's open, so we don't
That's
measure the
open.
19. We gotta take the 19 away.
We got to take the 19 away. There's no load, so there's no footing needed.
Mm-hmm.
This is where our garage door going to be. So there's no load really bearing on here. Okay. The load that is bearing on here, and if we look into further stuff, and I know it's getting late, so we're gonna wrap it up. It's an LVL beam, which is resting on these footings, and the beam is being carried across. It's carrying all the load. It's like triple beam going all the way across. So there's no load here. Okay. So we're gonna remove the 19. So whoever got their calculator, if we can break it out.
We got 136. I got 136 so far.
Okay. So about right. Anywhere between 132 to 136 will be correct. So all we would do now is, let's call it 136. All right, team?
All right.
I know it's late. Y'all following me? We're almost there.
Burley.
We're about to wrap, but you're following, right? You seen how we're getting it.
Burley. I
Yeah.
might have to revisit this part because it's all mumbo jumbo. But I
Okay.
know that there's no beam going across because it's an opening. That's when
Okay.
the garage door opens.
So when we finish this and I send the recording, you can actually take the time and go over the section and see what it is. And if there's questions when we get back to our next live, you can bring it up and we can discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So finally, after that, how many inches? Well, I asked how many square feet is our slab? And that one, it's a cheat code that we can do. All we need to do is go back to our building plan. Okay. And when you look at our building plan, we know we have a basement, right? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Our basement is 638 square feet. But in addition to our basement, we got a 2-car garage,
Mhm.
which is 398 square feet.
But it's all calculated down at the bottom.
Yes. So it's calculated in. So what you do is you just use this. But remember, we're not doing the total calculation. We're talking about our slab. The question
bottom.
is,
So
how
it's
many square feet is our slab?
1,036 square feet.
Yes.
Wait, say
Now
that
this is
again?
some math that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. Did y'all see how we did that?
Yes, I
Wait,
You
did.
say that
did.
again?
Yeah. You finally woke up because you heard we're about to finish. You're like, okay. Let me break this down real quick. So, for the rest of y'all, if y'all didn't see it, this is what I wanted y'all to see. Okay. So we looked at the measurement that Ayana was just putting together. And here's how we came up with it for our slab. Okay. We said we have a basement, which is here, here, and here, right? This is our
Mhm.
basement. And how many square feet is this?
Like
The number, the
30.
number's already there. 638 square feet is what I just showed y'all on that building page.
Plus the garage.
And then after the basement, we also have a garage,
Mhm.
which was 398 square feet, according to what I just showed you. So all we did was take our basement square feet and added it to our garage square feet. And that gave us our whole slab square feet. So y'all got that?
Got it.
So
Okay. So when
1036.
everybody good, right?
Yeah.
We got 1036.
Yep.
Now, based on that, the only thing we need to know is how many inches is our slab?
Now that's another one too.
Well, Elisa said that the last time.
Because
When we were
you
looking at
got,
the footings, when we were talking about how many inches wide and how deep.
but
Remember?
but you like you have two different slabs. You got a slab for the garage and you got a slab for the house.
Well, it's gonna be the same width.
It says 4 on one and 6 on the other.
It's gonna be 4. Based on what we looked at. So if you go to the detail that we're using, this right here, we're not talking about this part. But I see what you're saying. We're not talking about this portion.
No,
We're
I'm talking
talking
about
about this
on the
portion.
foundation on the foundation plan page.
Yeah, right. The foundation detail. Right?
No, the foundation page, the S103.
Hold on. What page you got on that?
I don't know what page it is. I just
Because I was going based on this right here. But we'll go to foundation plan. We'll go to foundation plan real quick. Okay, I gotta almost there, y'all. Hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. Hang in there. Okay, foundation plan. Here we go.
yeah. See, this is on the garage. It says 6, but on the house it says 4.
Yeah, we're gonna do 4. So we're gonna go based on 4. The garage did say it says 6-inch slab on grade on the garage. You're absolutely right. But we're gonna go with 4. However,
Okay.
if we're gonna break it down per the slab. In fact, let's break it down per the slab. The whole slab is 4. What was your point? What'd you say? Oh, I thought I heard something.
My bad.
Okay, no problem. So, Eric, you're absolutely right. It does say 6 on the garage. So what we need to do is take the garage when we're calculating the yards and
Measured by the square feet.
the garage portion, which is 398.
398.
We're gonna use the 6 inches on that one.
So
Okay, everyone.
398.
And then the 638 square feet for the basement, we're gonna use the 4 inches on that one. Okay.
So it'll be 398 times 6.
Ooh, no. What is it gonna be?
Come on, Eric, you got this.
And that question ain't even on our quiz, but I like it.
Nah, I just had a brain fart. It's something about 27, but
Because our brains is late and our brains is
It's
tired.
late. Everybody ready to go to sleep. So what it is, Eric and Eric, Fode, Elisa, Ayana. Here's the thing. We didn't get to that portion on this quiz because I didn't ask that portion, but it's good that we're bringing it out because that's a good observation on your part, Eric. Yes, when it's time to calculate the concrete for the slab, we're going to take into effect, we're going to take into consideration that we have 6 inches on the garage and 4 inches on here. The formula is our square feet times our inches of the slab, but converted to feet, remember? So the 398 times 6 inches is going to be equal to 398 times 0.5. And the 638 times 4 inches is going to be 638 times, when we took 4 inches into feet, was that 0.333?
Yeah.
Okay. So based on that, if we take our 638 times 0.333, which is the 4 inches, and we divide it by 27, that's the number you were looking for.
Yeah, divided by 27. I knew it was something by 27.
And divided by 27, that will give us how many yards we have. Okay. But that wasn't the that wasn't the final question. Our final questions really were going to be, how many yards do we need for the slab only? And then how many truckloads will we need to bring us the concrete for the footings and the slab? So can we calculate the slab real quick, y'all?
Yeah.
I got
the basement slab is 638 times what?
I got 199 on that.
Okay, so we got 638 square feet times 0.333, right?
That's 210.
What is it?
210.
210 divided by what? 27?
Yeah, and then I got
how many yards is that?
Well, I just added them together. Hold on. Got 49.5 added together. And then you said times 27. I don't know if that's right.
This is the final countdown. Yeah. We got 5 minutes. We're gonna wrap up. Okay, let's do it quickly.
All right. I got 11:05, 7.5.
That's what you got?
Yeah, I don't know if I did that right or not.
Okay.
Don't everybody get quiet.
Eric, just go on and take us through.
I feel like I'm wrong.
Forward there, you got your calculator out? Ayana, you got your calculator out, right?
I do. What am I calculating?
You're calculating. Tell her, E, what's she calculating? 638 times.
0.33.
0.33.
And that's the 4 inches, right?
Yep.
You following what he's doing, right?
210.34.
210. Okay, let's call it 210. And we're doing the basement right now. Okay.
Yeah, I got 210. I got 210 on that. And
Okay, so let's call it 210 divided by 27.
7.7977 blah, 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 77.
Let's just call it 8. We'll just round up to the next yard, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's the next one? Now is the garage. The garage is 398 square feet times 6 inches, which 6 inches is half of 12, which is 0.5, right? It's half a foot.
199.
You got 199 divided by what, 27?
7.3.
So let's call it 7.5.
Yeah.
So what's that, 15.5? Right?
What am I adding to that?
You're adding both of those. So that's how many yards of concrete you have for the slab and for for your basement and for the garage. That's what we just calculated. So that's about 15 and a half.
Sure.
We'll call it 16. Okay, so with that said, we just calculated our slab. Okay. And I said, how many yards do we need for the slab only? So for the slab, we need about 15 and a half yards. If we get 15 and a half yards, that should pour the whole slab right here, the whole thing. Now, the last thing we're going to do is how many truckloads will we need for the concrete, for the footings and the slab? Well, we didn't calculate the footings all the way. But remember, we did the work already. So remember, we said the footings are how long? Eric, what's the number you came with?
what? Say that again.
When we added the footings, we came up with how many feet in terms of how long it was. All the calculation we did for the footings.
136.
136. Ayana, you got your calculator?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 136 feet times. We said we had 30 inches wide for the footing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we converted that to feet, and that gave us what, 2.5?
Yeah.
I remember, Elisa, you were good at doing that. So multiply that by 2.5. And then we're gonna multiply it by 12 inches, which is the height, which is 1, right?
Okay.
Everybody following?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still at 340.
That's 340
Mm-hmm.
divided by
340.
27.
12
yards?
and a half. 13.
So we got 12 and a half yards. So our footings is 12 and a half yards. And our slab is 15 and a half yards. So 15 and a half and 12 and a half is what?
15.5 plus 12.5. 28.
28 yards. So for our footings, all of our footings and our slab, we just calculated a total of 28 yards. There are builders right now that don't even know how to do this stuff. Okay,
It's
28
gonna
yards.
be me. I'm gonna be that builder.
No, yeah. Oh no, don't tell me that. Hey, okay, 28 yards. Now,
So
the final question I had is,
how
how
many
many
trucks?
truckloads do we need?
We
I
say
got
9 feet
I
per
got three. I got 3.1111111.
How many truckloads?
4.
So we're gonna need 4 trucks.
How many? How
'Cause
many yards does a truck carry?
9.
So what does that give us?
That's
So it's gonna give
27.
you 3.11111.
Nope,
So it's 4 trucks.
it's 4 trucks. Eric, you tired?
That's what he said.
That's what I said. 4 trucks. Because it can't
Oh,
be
I thought you said 3.11. Okay,
Well, he said that was the answer, but then he said
No,
he
that
needed
was the
4 trucks.
answer. But
okay,
yeah,
okay. I was saying how
You
many
tired.
truckloads. I'm tired.
we got it.
It's okay. I could be tired too. That means night night.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
Okay. Everybody like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Okay. So look, that's it. That was pretty good. That was. I think y'all good to go. I think we're ready for the next phase. Look, thank y'all. It's mad late. I'm about to go do some work. Yo, good night, y'all. Thanks. That was great. I'm gonna
All right.
get the recorder sent out to y'all so y'all can look at it. Good job, Elisa. You didn't fall asleep on us. I thought you would have by now.
No, I didn't fall asleep. I'm still awake.
For now, but that food kicked in. She like it's over with. So yo,
Still
thank y'all.
going?
Thank everyone. And we'll be coming up with the next stuff for next week. Thursday, I'll be uploading, and we'll be looking forward to preparing to start framing and get into the next level. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.
Let me get in here.